Hey, here's a story from Robert Walter. He answered a big what if on Quora. What will happen if the Earth's magnetic poles reverse? Will we have a catastrophe on our hands? What he shared was unexpected and super interesting. Basically, here's what he meant, and his full answer is in the comments below. Feel free to check it out and share your thoughts. If Earth's magnetic poles reverse, most people won't notice much. Migratory animals may get confused. Auroras could appear near the equator, and solar storms might have stronger effects, but Earth's atmosphere and a weaker magnetic field would still protect us. There's no evidence of mass extinctions from past reversals, though we might see more UV radiation and need to shield satellites and astronauts better. So, what if the compass suddenly pointed south? Let's break it down together and explore the real science behind this on our channel. What if from Quora? And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to explore more crazy what-if questions with us. Earth spins on its axis at 1,670 kilometers at the equator, equivalent to 464 mordisoices, completing one rotation in 23 hours and 56 minutes, shaping life with a 24-hour day. Its prograde motion, from west to east, sustained since formation 4.5 billion years ago, governs climate, ecosystems, and weather through the Coriolis force, ocean currents, and trade winds. In the United States, with a population of 340 million in 2025, this motion keeps everything from people to infrastructure in place. A sudden reversal in 8 seconds would unleash colossal inertial forces, devastating the planet. By Newton's first law, an object in motion continues until acted upon. Reversing rotation generates accelerations of thousands of ms2, far exceeding the human body's limit of 50 ms2 for a few seconds. A 70 kiloliters person at the equator experiences 35,000 N of force, equivalent to being crushed by a 3.5-ton object, causing fractures, organ damage, or instant death. Skyscrapers like One World Trade Center in New York, weighing 40,000 tons, could collapse if inertial forces exceed foundation strength. Oceans, covering 71% of Earth's surface, would form tsunamis 20 to 50 meters high, dwarfing the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami that killed 220,000 talent. In the U.S., 27% of the population, 92 million, live in coastal states like California, Florida, New York, vulnerable to annihilation. Supersonic winds of 1,000 to 2,000 kilometers form as air follows its original inertia, destroying forests, farms, and disrupting jet streams that control weather. The Coriolis force, which makes northern hemisphere storms spin counterclockwise, would reverse, altering storm paths. Scientific simulations predict a long-term, reverse-spinning Earth would shrink deserts from 42 million km to 31 million km, greening the Sahara and boosting CO2 absorption. But in 8 seconds, physical catastrophe overshadows any benefits. U.S. agriculture, contributing 5% of GDP, 1.3 trillion, relies on stable weather and would collapse under climatic chaos. Cities like Los Angeles, 4 million people, Miami, 450,000, and New York City, 8.8 million, sit at low elevations prone to tsunami inundation. Geological history shows magnetic pole reversals every few 100,000 years. But rotational reversal requires an impact greater than the Chicxulub event that extincted dinosaurs 66 million years ago. This scenario, though hypothetical, reveals the planet's fragility. With 340 million people, the U.S. would face unprecedented devastation. Infrastructure obliterated, population decimated, and economy paralyzed. The following analysis details what happens in those 8 seconds, the short and long-term aftermath, and the impact on 8 billion people globally, with a focus on the U.S. In the first 2 seconds, Earth's rotation slows from 464 ms to 0 at the equator, generating a negative acceleration of 232 ms. Inertial forces propel everything unsecured eastward with forces of tens of thousands of newtons. A 70 kiloliter person endures 16,240 N, equivalent to a 1.6-ton weight, causing spinal fractures, brain trauma, and instant death. In the U.S., densely populated cities like New York City, Los Angeles, and Chicago see millions die instantly. Skyscrapers, like the Willis Tower in Chicago, collapse as lateral forces exceed earthquake-resistant designs. Cars on highways, like I-95 in Florida, veer off course by tens of meters, crashing into barriers. Commercial flights, like those from JFK, New York, plummet due to turbulent winds. Suspension bridges, like the Golden Gate in San Francisco, snap under lateral stress. An estimated 50% of the U.S. population, 170 million, perish, with coastal states like California and Florida hit hardest. Globally, 4 billion people, 50% of 8 billion, die from similar impacts, especially in densely populated nations like India and China. U.S. inland states like Kansas and Nebraska, with sparser populations, have higher survival rates but still face chaos. National forests like Yellowstone and Wyoming suffer as winds topple trees, wrecking surface ecosystems. When Earth begins reversing from 0 to 232 metres westward, oceans churn violently. Seawater along the East Coast, New York, Florida, and West Coast, California, Washington, forms tsunamis 20-50 meters high, moving at 800 kilometers. Miami, at an average elevation of 2 meters, loses its entire 450,000 population within 3 seconds. New York City, with 40% of its area below sea level, sees 5 million people swept away. Los Angeles and San Diego are inundated, destroying Hollywood and the Port of Long Beach. Tsunamis penetrate 20-30 kilometers inland, ravaging New Jersey, South Carolina. An estimated additional 20% of the U.S. population, 68 million, perish, raising the toll to 238 million. Globally, tsunamis sweep through Japan, Indonesia, India, killing an additional 2 billion, raising the toll to 6 billion. Supersonic winds of 1,000 to 2,000 kilometers formed as air retains its original inertia, level the Appalachian forests and Midwest farms. The national power grid collapses, causing a nationwide blackout. Nuclear power plants like Indian Point near New York risk radiation leaks if cooling systems fail. Temperature swings occur, with the East Coast cooling and the West Coast heating due to disrupted atmospheric flows. When the reverse rotation reaches 464 miles, Earth's crust trembles from shifting inertial forces. The San Andreas Fault in California triggers magnitude 8 to 9 earthquakes, destroying San Francisco, Los Angeles. Earthquakes spread to the Midwest, toppling cities like St. Louis, Memphis. Low-rise buildings in states like Oklahoma collapse, unable to withstand lateral forces. An estimated additional 10% of the U.S. population, 34 million, perish, raising the toll to 272 million. Globally, worldwide earthquakes kill an additional 1 billion, raising the toll to 7 billion. The atmosphere becomes chaotic, with jet streams reversing, spawning erratic cyclones. Storms move west to east, striking Texas, Louisiana, contrary to current tornado patterns. Cyanobacteria in oceans proliferate due to nutrient upheaval, starting to produce toxins, though not yet impactful. East Coast temperatures drop 5 to 10 degrees, causing frostbite deaths in states like Massachusetts, while California swelters abnormally. When Earth completes the reversal or resumes normal rotation, the damage is done. Major cities like Chicago, Houston, Atlanta are reduced to rubble. Survivors, about 20% of the U.S. population, 68 million, are mostly in inland states like Montana, Idaho, or in bunkers. Globally, only 1 billion people, 12.5% of the population, survive, concentrated in high-altitude regions like the Andes, Tibetan Plateau. Surface ecosystems collapse, with Florida Keys corals dying en masse. Migratory birds like bald eagles losing navigation due to reversed Coriolis forces. Cyanobacteria produce toxins, contaminating coastal water in California, Texas. Hospitals in states like Ohio are overwhelmed, unable to treat millions of injured. Lack of clean water and food threatens survivors with imminent starvation. Within days, the U.S. descends into chaos. Washington, D.C. is destroyed, and the federal government ceases to function. States like Texas, Colorado declare emergencies but lack rescue resources. The National Guard controls only small towns. Food shortages arise as Iowa, California agriculture, supplying 30% of U.S. food, collapses. Clean water is contaminated by chemicals and cyanobacterial toxins. An estimated 10 million more die in the first week from hunger and disease, reducing the U.S. population to 58 million. Globally, 200 million more die, reducing the population to 800 million. Tropical storms strike the East Coast, like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, causing further damage. The Gulf Stream shrinks, cooling New York winters by 10 degrees, causing frostbite deaths. Floods in Louisiana and droughts in California exacerbate the crisis. Food chains collapse, with species like gray whales losing food sources. Migration from Florida, New York to Tennessee. Kentucky sparks resource conflicts in Atlanta, Nashville. The U.S. economy collapses, with GDP of $26 trillion dropping near zero, stock markets halting, and the dollar plummeting. If Earth sustains reverse rotation, the planet transforms profoundly. Global deserts shrink from 42 million kilometers to 31 million kilometers. But in the U.S., new deserts emerge in the southeast, like Georgia, South Carolina, due to altered Pacific currents. Vegetation grows, absorbing CO2, cutting greenhouse gases from 420 ppm to 400 ppm in decades. Cyanobacteria dominate oceans, boosting oxygen but polluting water, forcing coastal evacuations in California, Florida. Ecosystems restructure, with grizzly bears migrating to Canada, invasive species from Mexico entering Arizona. The U.S. population stabilizes at 50 million, concentrated in Montana, Wyoming. Self-sufficient agriculture develops in Nebraska, renewable tech in Colorado. Culture shifts to community values, with cities like New York, Los Angeles becoming relics. Globally, the population stabilizes at 500 million, with Africa thriving due to a greener Sahara. Brazil, Argentina weaken due to desertification, while Eastern Russia becomes a new agricultural hub. Global trade halts, with maritime routes vanishing. An 8-second Earth reversal triggers a global catastrophe. In the US, the population of 340 million drops to 58 million in weeks, 50 million in decades due to inertial forces, tsunamis, earthquakes, and humanitarian crises. Globally, 8 billion people dwindle to 800 million, facing climatic chaos and ecosystem collapse. Long-term, the planet greens, but at the cost of mass extinction. This scenario underscores rotation's role and Earth's fragility against even an 8-second change.